Shifting focus to South Asia, Bangladesh is all set to get a new interim government headed by Nobel Peace Prize-winning economist Muhammad Yunus. He will take oath along with a team of advisors. That's going to happen later today. His advisory team may include 15 members. He is due to arrive in the capital Dhaka from Paris today, where he was receiving medical treatment. Yunus, a harsh critic of Sheikh Hasina, is known as the banker to the poor and was awarded the 2006 Nobel Peace Prize. After weeks of tumultuous student-led protests, at least those which began with the students at the fore of these protests, and finally forced Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to resign and flee Bangladesh, the Nobel laureate was pushed for the job by the student protesters who led the campaign against Hasina. Hasina's dramatic exit from Bangladesh on Monday and of course from Bangladesh, I mean the country where she ruled for 4 terms and was re-elected to a 5th in January. Of course, her exit triggered jubilation and violence across Bangladesh as crowds stormed and ransacked her official residence unopposed. She fled to neighboring India, where she is taking shelter at an airbase near the capital, New Delhi. Yunus and the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, the BNP, Hasina's main political opponents, called for calm and an end to the violence. On Wednesday, a court overturned Yunus' conviction in a labour case in which he was handed a 6-month jail sentence in January. Yunus had called his prosecution political, part of a campaign by Hasina to quash dissent. Bangladesh's newly appointed police chief offered an apology for the conduct of officers during the deadly protests and vowed an impartial, quote-unquote, probe into the killings. Now, student protests against controversial quotas for government jobs spiraled in July, and over 350 people were killed and thousands injured as protesters clashed with security forces and supporters of Hasina's Awami League. The protests were fueled by tough economic conditions and political repression as well. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hasina's daughter, Saima Wajid, took to social media to express her heartbreak at the loss of life in Bangladesh and for being unable to embrace her mother at this time. Wajid also reaffirmed her commitment to the World Health Organization, where she continues to serve as the regional director for its Southeast Asian operations.